Today on The Best Years, still flying high, we'll meet the adventurous man behind the scenes at The Best Years. Learn the symptoms of a heart attack, tips that could save your life. Get the inside scoop on Lucy the elephant, the shore's most beloved pachyderm. And take just a minute to learn how to start life fresh every day. It's all starting now on The Best Years. From the Ocean County College TV studio, here's Sandy Levine.
Hello and welcome to The Best Years. We have a really fun show for you today that's bound to inspire you to adventure as well as good health. First, we begin with a report from our Best Years correspondent.
Hi everyone, I'm Desiree Behringer. Ready or not, the April 15th tax deadline will arrive as it always does every year. Ocean County seniors needing assistance with this annual ritual can get free help.
The Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program is for older adults in Ocean County. It's sponsored by the AARP, and it provides for trained, really experienced volunteers to assist older adults with both their federal and their state returns.
So if you want more dollars in your pocket, this is a good time to do a benefits checkup. This is the largest free tax counseling and preparation program in the country, so take advantage of this free service.
And we really encourage people to call our office, the Office of Senior Services, at 1-800-668-4899, because we have a long list of benefits for older adults. So many times people are unsure if they qualify. And you know, in today's economic times, being maybe eligible for a program or a benefit that's going to offer you some relief is really going to put some more dollars in your pocket. There are over 30 sites within Ocean County offering this important tax assistance. And the list of sites is available in our office. It's also available on our website, and the website will be posted. And there are a number of documents you need to bring. And many times when you're making the appointment, the person scheduling you will tell you exactly what to bring.
Just a reminder, make sure you call before you head out because some of the sites require appointments. Reporting for The Best Years, I'm Desiree Behringer.
It's time to fasten your seatbelts. I'd like to introduce you to a man who's backpacked across Canada, sailed by moonlight, and ventured inside 3 Mile Island's nuclear reactor building after the accident. I'm talking about Ralph Bertini, television production director at Ocean County College. He's here on The Best Years to share his story. Ralph, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sandy.
You have had a life of adventure. I want to start with a recent adventure. When you turned 60, you did something very special, something you've wanted to do since you were a little boy. What was that?
It was flying in a glider.
And how did that happen?
Well, it was one of those things. My birthday was coming up, and I was home just channel surfing, and I was watching this glider program, and I made a comment, didn't even know that my wife was in the room, saying, I've always wanted to try that.
And how was it? First of all, where did you go?
Went to Yards Creek Soaring, which it's near the Delaware Water Gap, up near the Poconos, and called them up and went up there, and it was just an unbelievable experience, one of the milestones.
Okay, so take me through it. You get there and your little glider is hooked up to a tow plane. How does the whole thing work?
Well, I was very, very nervous because now all of a sudden here's my dream coming true, and you know, sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. Mm-hmm. But
why were you nervous?
I was nervous not so much for the flying part of it. I was worried about the tight, confined space. I thought it might be a little bit, you know, tight, claustrophobic, but when I saw the 6-year-old getting out of the plane as we arrived, I said, well, if he can do it, I can do it.
Okay, so you get strapped into the glider.
Yep, they strap you into the glider, and there's a little tiny airplane with a string attached to it, and it's attached to you in the glider. And once they close the canopy, the plane takes off and tows you up into the air.
And of course, you're not by yourself though, right?
No. I had an instructor behind me, and he handles all the controls and gets the plane up to an altitude of about 3,000 feet, and then they let you go.
So how do you actually detach from the tow plane? Who does that?
Actually, I did, and the instructor said, well, see that red handle? When I tell you to, you pull it. And he did, and the most unique experience, it was a little bit unsettling because as soon as you pull the handle, the plane stops. And I mean, you just stop the sensation of flying, and then all of a sudden it starts to fly under its own power.
So what is that like? It must be just so peaceful. Describe to me what that's like when the tow plane leaves and there you are in the air.
Well, you're hearing the engine of the tow plane, and it's kind of loud because the plane's laboring to get you up, but once you're released, it's total quiet. And you're hearing the sound of the wind over the wings, you're floating, and it's very hard to describe, but it is so peaceful and so serene. Now you know why man's wanted to fly since the dawn of time.
And did you actually get to fly the glider yourself?
Yeah, after a little bit of instruction, I thought it was going to be very complicated and all of that, but no, it was quite intuitive. It gave me about 5-10 minutes of instruction telling me, well, this does this, this does that. And then he said, okay, you can take it. And gingerly at first, but then once I got the hang of it, it was such a thrill.
So what was the best part about being up in the air? Did you do any moves, or did you have any fear of, people must worry about just kind of dropping out of the air. That doesn't happen, of course, right?
No, but actually he did say, I want to show you what happens when the glider stops flying. And that in itself was very disconcerting because he puts the glider into a stall and it goes from a stall to a fall. And it's kind of like going over a very steep roller coaster at great adventure. And once the wind goes over the wings again and pulls the glider up, then you start to fly again. So, but it was great. I think the most fun part of it was doing banking turns and accelerating as you're doing banking turns. And he did a couple of those too, which really sort of had my lunch wandering around. Yeah.
So was it what you dreamed? Was it as good as you thought it would be?
It was more than that. I mean, it really, really was. It was an experience of a lifetime. I'll never forget it. I was so nervous going in, but once I was up in the air, I didn't want to come down.
But eventually, what goes up must come down.
Absolutely.
Tell me about the landing.
The landing was a hoot. He said, well, today we're going to show you what crop dusters do. And there's a cornfield at the end of the airport. And basically, he just let me have the controls, which was really great because my son was on the ground with a camera. And he's been looking for me all over the sky. And we're at 3,000 feet. And it's kind of hard to spot a little plane like that. He actually caught up to me and watched me fly the plane almost to the landing when the pilot took over. And the landing was just something else.
Must have been fantastic. And Ralph, your story is a great example why it's never too late to have new adventures at age 60, going gliding for the first time. There's much more to learn about Ralph Bertini, though, so when we return, we'll find out about Ralph's work teaching college television production students the ropes. Stay with us.